What is the crack, everybody? My name is Jack and Potato, and today you are watching the show with no name because I literally cannot think of a name for the show. um, so what you're watching today is Far Cry 3 Team Deathmatch on, I'm going to say, Temple. I'm really not entirely sure. I don't play this game an awful lot, but this is a pretty good team deathmatch game anyway. This is a pretty good game all round. So it's going to be called the show No Name, which is pretty much just like the shows where I just talk about the game or talk about the game in general. So it's kind of like a review, maybe. I think I might. Oh well, the show No Name will do for now anyway. So you're watching Far Cry. Far Cry is one of these interesting games that come out every so often. They just kind of change games in general. People have described it as Skyrim with guns. I just describe it as a much better Far Cry 2, and a proper working Far Cry 2. Not that I had any problem with Far Cry 2. I'll save all the talks about Far Cry 2 for retrospective, I suppose. No point in talking about it now. So I'm just going to talk about Far Cry 3. I also do a blog. I will maybe put a link up onto it, but it's mainly more to do with my Christian beliefs and whatnot. So I don't advertise it as much, even though I probably should. But I do do Christian talks on this channel enough, and that guy wheeled me quite badly one shot. I do Christian talks on this channel, but I guess I just keep the other stuff to the blog, really. But I might advertise at some point. But on my blog, Far Cry 3 was my game of the year for 2012. I love it. I don't play it as much. I rented Black Ops 2. Didn't rent Black Ops 2, but I borrowed it off a guy. So I've kind of been playing it and getting my fill of it before I have to give it back to him. But I threw on Far Cry 2 one Sunday, and I just really enjoy it. It's just such a... It's a lot like your typical first-person shooter. I was going to say Call of Duty, but it's not like Call of Duty in its own sense. Far Cry 3 is its own game, really. It literally is just Skyrim with guns. There's nothing else really to describe it as. I suppose. Well, the campaign Skyrim with guns. The multiplayer is quite its own thing. It does take a lot of aspects from from Call of Duty. The kill streaks, even the first person shooter, the kill streaks are very they would be similar, because Call of Duty was pretty much the game that started kill streaks. Well, the only game that I know of started kill streaks, and but it does do its own take on them. It doesn't have Harrier jets coming. It has a radar. It has I don't know what the 5th kill streak is, but I know the 7th one is just like poison gas or someone dropping in a barrel of oil over the whole map, which is really, it's really a good take on kill streaks from a Far Cry angle. But what really sets this game apart for me is literally just the campaign. The campaign is the selling point of this game. Sorry about that. Host migration. That's always annoying. Happens in Far Cry, just as much as it happens in COD, I suppose. And that happens a lot as well, just randomly dying for no apparent reason. But before I get talking about the campaign, I'll just talk about the multiplayer a bit longer. It has its own different takes on different game types, which is really, it's a really good idea, and it keeps the first-person genre fresh. The games are really long, even Team Deathmatch, this game is literally, I'm going to say about 15 minutes long. There was a point in this where I went AFK for a minute, so it'll just kind of seamlessly transition from that moment into the end, so hopefully, apart from me saying, you won't notice too much. The games are really long, and there's several different game types, and each one of them is so interesting, and it just keeps you motivated to keep playing it. I'm a team deathmatch player myself. I would play the odd other type of game. There's we'll come back to the game types in a minute. There's So, there's a good variety of weapons as well. But again, it's not your typical Call of Duty. If you watch when I'm looking down the sights, the sun will be reflecting off the red dot sight. The sun will reflect in your eyes. It's just really, really well done. And yeah, I can't really complain about the online. There are some issues up. 3-man spray. Could have got a 4-man, but I think he snuck up behind me and gets me in the end. But yeah, it's just a really good breath of fresh air on your typical first-person shooter. So I'm just going to get into the campaign now. The campaign, oh my days, the campaign is what sells it for me. Vaas is the selling point of this game. He does kind of disappear for a good majority of it. You see him at the start, and then he vanishes, which is a really big letdown. And then they just introduce some other guy that's trying to take over the island as well. But Vaas is the main selling point of this game. The first moment that I seen Vaas in the trailers, going on about, oh, do you know the definition of insanity? That just sold this game for me, and I was just like, oh my days, this game's amazing. Because you don't get very many games that have a genuine, interesting villain. The villain is more interesting than the main character. The last thing I seen to do that was Batman, Rise of the Dark Knight, just the Dark Knight with the Joker. And oh my days, Vaas is just such a great villain, and I don't want to hate him, I really don't, but you do want to hate him at the same time, which makes it really good. It's just the guy that you love to hate. The map is massive. The entire game is absolutely massive. It's ridiculously big. It's not too big. You would think it is, but it's not. It's kind of right. It's a good size. I wouldn't say it's as big as Skyrim, but it's a good size of a map. Like you could get lost in it quite easily. But it's very similar to, they've taken some things off Assassin's Creed as well, with the whole towers. The towers, you activate these towers and then you get more area of the map unlocked, because it's all glitched out because there's radar scanner jammers on it, and it just blocks out most of the map. But then when you climb up these towers, each tower is completely different, so you're getting a different experience each time you climb up one. And once you get to the top, it unlocks an area of the map, and then you can see like all the different outposts, and then you go the outpost. So this is where FarCry can lose a bit of its replayability. In the game, the whole area is overtaken by Vaas's men at the start, and then eventually, once you unlock areas of the map, you can then go attack these specific points, which are encampments, and once you kill everyone in there, the area is pretty much unlocked. And the problem with that is that every enemy, unless it's a story-based mission or like a hunting mission, disappears from the area, which is a wee bit annoying, because you kind of would like to go, wander about and just randomly encounter someone and just take them out. But like the only thing you can randomly encounter after that is animals. The animals are a really good inclusion in this. You actually have to hunt the animals if you want to get better kit and stuff, because when you hunt the animals and you skin them, you get you get equipment. You get to be able to unlock equipment. You can unlock more gun slots, you can unlock more grenades, unlock more health packs. Speaking of health, they've taken something on from the first Far Cry, and it's really gruesome. But when you get so damaged and you don't have any health packs, you hold Y and you heal yourself. And the way you heal yourself is really... I'm just trying to kill this guy, even though you can't really kill him once they're downed. The way you heal yourself is so gruesome. Like, he does this animation where he could be like breaking his thumb back into place after he's dislocated it, or he's wrapping up his arm from where he's been gouged by a tiger or something. Far Cry 2s were more gruesome, trying to take this guy out, and I just realised I had no ammo in the bow. Could have had him killed there twice. It's not as gruesome as Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2 used to have you gouging the bullets out with a knife and then burning them back on the wound with a flipping thing of matches, dislocating your whole arm, relocating your whole arm back into place. But yeah, it takes Far Cry 2 and it just does everything right again. Far Cry 2, I like Far Cry 2. It was maybe a wee bit annoying to be driving about and just randomly encounter about 50 million enemies, driving from one area of the map to another. But then the problem with that is with Far Cry 3, they've completely taken that out. Instead of finding a happy medium, they've just completely removed it, which for me is a wee bit of a bit of a hiccup. But it's not, it's not that big of a deal, because you've always got there's wanted missions where you have to go kill a specific, me and this guy freak each other out. You have to go find a specific guard somewhere and you have to kill him in a specific way. You have to like knife him, or you have to get him death from above or something like that there. And then there's game hunting missions where you have to kill like so many animals with a certain gun, and then you kill these legendary ones when you get to the end. But yeah, I kill this guy and then I watch him get back up for no apparent reason whatsoever. It's just like, oh, I'm just going to get back up there. Nobody else around. Just going to run away as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It's just such a fresh take on first-person shooters, and the storyline is really what sells it for me. But the problem with that is the problem that they have with the disappearing enemies once you take over an area. It just kind of shortens it down. It's a really long game, and there's a pile of side missions and other just random missions dotted about, like secondary missions was the word I was looking for there, dotted around the place. But I would highly recommend this game to anybody that's a first person shooter fan or is a Skyrim fan. I'm just completely missing this guy altogether. Could have had him twice if I was really paying attention. It's literally Skyrim with guns is the best way to describe it. If you enjoy Skyrim, I would highly recommend you going out and getting this game. What I like about this game, the most, is these little cutscenes at the end. And this particular poor guy is going to get a nipple cripple. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. My name is Jagged Potato, and I will see you all again next time.
Yeah, look at his face. You. Yeah, it's priceless.